Welcome everyone, I'm Helen. Today is a 60-minute all levels Vinyasa flow, and we'll be focusing specifically on the IT band. And your IT band is a band of fascia or connective tissue that runs from your hip all the way down to your knee. It crosses both joints, and it helps to stabilize your knee as well as to adduct your hips and move your leg out to the side. And some people have pain or tightness in this area from instability in the way that they walk or move, from other muscles that are tight and pulling, or sometimes from just not being strong enough in areas that can help compensate. So the goal for today is to find a little bit of relief. Hopefully you don't have a ton of pain there, but to find some ways to stretch through the sides of our legs, all the muscles around, legs around knees, hips, low back, glutes, all that good stuff. So we are going to start in a child's pose today. As you're ready, you can find your way to the back of your mat and work into any version of a child's pose that's comfortable for you. For me, that's knees a little bit wider, big toes to touch, hips to heels, arms out in front, forehead down to your mat. And you can always take this with your knees together, especially if your low back is talking to you, or find a different variation of a pose, a seat, or something else. As we first begin our practice, really allow yourself to settle in. Notice how you're feeling, what's going on right now in your body, in your mind, in your energy level. Start to lengthen and deepen your breath. And if it's comfortable, you can turn on Ujjayi breath, in and out through your nose, a little constriction or pause, a little constriction in the back of your throat, and a little pause at the top and bottom of your breath. So both. This is a nice warming breath, and it connects body and mind. So if you find that you're distracted or thinking of other things, know that you can always bring your awareness right back to your breath. If there's any kind of intention you'd like to set for your practice today, now's a good time to do that. And then maybe start to send some energy to the outsides of your legs, outsides of your thighs especially, that IT band area. Walk your hands to the side of your mat, maybe up and over. Find a little stretch through your side body. Continue to breathe nice, full, deep breaths. And then take it to the other side. Make your way to center, lift to a tabletop, hands and knees. Stack your shoulders right above your wrists, your hips right above your knees. And begin to move through a few rounds of cow and cat. Lift your tailbone, drop your belly, send your heart forward, big breath in. Exhale, press the ground away, scoop your tailbone under, maybe chin to chest, hollow out that space between your shoulder blades, reach it up to the sky. And then move like that with your breath a few more times. Let's do one more round of breath. Remember, you can always add extra movement. You can always modify. So really acknowledge your body, your experience as you're moving today. Come back to a neutral spine. Bring your knees together so they touch. Extend your right leg straight back behind you like you're stamping into the wall behind you. Breath in. As you exhale, cross your foot over to the left. So it's going to come off your mat, toes tucked under. Press back through your heel, and then peek over your left shoulder. Breathe here, starting to find some space through that right side, all the way from your hip, maybe getting into your waist and ribs again. Keep your leg crossed. You're going to bend your knees so your knees are crossed behind you. I like to open my feet a little bit, so adjust as you like. And then one more round of cow-cat with your knees crossed. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your heart, look up slightly. Exhale, press the ground away, hollow it out, send that space between your shoulder blades up to the sky. Back to neutral, uncross your legs. Second side, knees together, left leg behind you, breathe in. Cross it over to your right as you exhale. Press back through your heel, peek over your right shoulder, and see if you can draw your left hip back just a little bit more. Keep your legs crossed, bend your knees so knees are crossed behind you. Open up your feet, adjust if you need. A round of cow and cat here. Inhale, lift your tailbone, drop your belly, heart forward. Exhale, press the ground away. Scoop it under. Back to neutral, uncross your legs. Bring your hands a little bit forward and make your way to downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips to the sky. Imagine an upside down V shape. Chest presses back to your thighs, spine is really long. And you can pedal out your feet, drop one heel, bend the opposite knee. Notice how the back of your legs feel this morning. One more time each side. If you're in stillness, just breathe and feel. Lift high onto your tippy toes. As you exhale, drop your heels to the right side of your mat. So you're on the outside edge of your right foot, inside edge of your left foot. Press your chest to your legs. And you can stay with legs straight. I like this version. Some people also like to bend their knees and really press into their hands, chest to thigh. So find what works. Come back through center, heels high, come onto your tippy toes. Take it to the other side, heels to your left. This time on the outer edge of your left foot, inner edge of your right foot. Same options, legs straight, press back, or bend your knees. Find a little bit of space. Come back to center, lift your heels, breathe in. Exhale, lower them down. Draw your feet together so your big toes touch. Reach your right leg to the sky, breathe in. And then as you exhale, you're going to cross your right foot in front of your left. You can stay on your tippy toes or drop your heel. Left leg up, and then cross in front of your right. So it's kind of like a standing splits walk, but with a big cross of your legs. If that feels funky, do something else. It's all good. Eventually find your way to the top of your mat. When you arrive, lift halfway, send your heart forward, slide your shoulders back, big breath in, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold, let it all go. One more, inhale, lift halfway up, find more space. And exhale, release it down. Rise up, inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. We'll take a standing half moon. Inhale, arms overhead. Right hand finds your left wrist, stretch up and over to your right. An option is stay, really lean into the side, or if you want to get a little bit deeper, left foot is going to cross behind. I like to come to the outer edge of my left foot off to the side. So it's kind of sideways and back, really leaning into your left hip. Shoulder blades move down away from your ears. Let's take one more full round of breath. Back to center, uncross your legs, reach your hands high, breathe in. Switch sides, left hand finds your right wrist up and over to your left. Same options to stay or take that right foot behind you. Bend your left knee. You can plant your foot, stay on the outer edge. Really exaggerate that stretch, that space through your right side. And breathe. One more round of breath. Inhale back to center, hands high. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Lift halfway up, breathe in. Exhale, just fold. Heel toe your feet out wide. We'll take a ragdoll variation of forward fold. So knees bend as much as you like. Belly toward your thighs. Hold opposite elbows. Let your head and neck relax toward the ground. I like to sway side to side, or you can nod your head yes, shake your head no. Allow gravity to do the work here, so you're not forcing the stretch. You're just releasing, passively opening things up slowly and gently. Release your hands to the ground. Keep your feet wide, lift halfway, breathe in. This time as you exhale, bend your right knee. Right fingertips are palm below your face or in that direction. It's okay if they don't touch. Left arm to the sky. Imagine you could draw your left hip back, reach the crown of your head forward. Breathe. I feel this in the outside of my left hip. Maybe you do too. Maybe you feel it someplace else or not at all. Really honor your experience. Stay aware and attuned to it. Breathe in. And then exhale, release. Other side, lift halfway, inhale. Bend your left knee, left fingertips are palm below you, right arm to the sky. Notice if you can draw your shoulders down your back. Find that extra space through your spine. Reach up through your top hand, breathe. And let's take one more inhale. And exhale, release it down. Feel free to keep your feet wide or bring them back together. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, hands down, step your right foot back and lower your right knee down to your mat. And you can always keep it lifted if you prefer, but we're gonna take a little bit of movement here. As you inhale, sink your hips forward. I'm on my fingertips. You can stay on your palms or lift your hands to your thigh. As you exhale, send your hips back for a little half splits or working in that direction. Feel free to adjust your hands. Leg does not have to go straight. Move with your breath or holds. I like to inhale, shift forward. Exhale, shift it back. Let's take one more round of breath. Just dynamically stretching and opening things up a little bit more. Back to that deep bend into your left knee. Plant your right palm, reach your left arm to the sky for a twist. Shoulders slide away from your ear, so right shoulder especially likes to collapse in. Keep a sense of lift, a sense of length. Breathe in. And then exhale, release. We'll come back to half splits and hold here a little bit longer. So especially if you're feeling really tight, keep a nice soft bend in your front knee. Try to even out your hips, right forward, left back. You can let your chest reach forward or gently melt it down. Or if you want a little bit more sensation on the outside of your leg, you can walk your hands over to the left. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath. Bring yourself back to center, re-bend into your front knee, plant your palms, lift your back knee, step it back, and then lower all the way down to your belly. So knees can always come first, little shift forward, breathe in, lower down as you exhale. We'll take this to Sphinx Pose, forearms below, elbows below your shoulders, forearms forward, reach your heart forward. Hug your shoulder blades together down your back, keep breathing. One more inhale. This time as you exhale, you're gonna take it to a forearm plank. So forearms stay as they are, tuck your toes, lift your hips. We're gonna move to a forearm side plank on your right side. I like to adjust, pivot my arm a little bit. Always know that you can drop your knee to the ground if you prefer, left arm to the sky, and take some little pulses with your hips. Down and up, using your obliques, your core strength, to lift and lower. Make sure you're breathing. One more inhale. Exhale, release, take it to the other side. So find the angle that feels good for you. Elbows about below your shoulder, doesn't have to be exact, right arm to the sky. Find that lift and then some little pulses up and down. So building some heat. One more. Release, knees down, child's pose, hips to heels. Reset, reconnect. Notice where your body is, how you're feeling, what your breath is like. Next, inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feet together, big toes touch, left leg to the sky. We'll take that crossing legs, standing splits walk, so left foot crosses in front of your right. Inhale, right leg to the sky, cross it in front of your left. You can exaggerate this as much or as little as you want. And always modify, make it yours. Top of your mat when you reach there. Lift halfway, breathe in. Forward folds, breathe out. Rise up, reach up, full inhale, hands high. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Inhale, arms to the sky. Right hand finds your left wrist, exhale up and over to the right, just the breath out. Back to center, inhale. Switch hands, take it to your left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, cactus, bend your elbows, open your chest. Hands to the sky, breathe in. And fold forward as you breathe out. So find your rhythm. You might be faster or slower than me. Halfway lift, inhale. You can always catch up. Exhale, hands down. Step your left foot back this time and drop your left knee down to your mat. It's the same thing we just did. Finding a little bit of movement, you can move with your breath or you can hold. So you inhale, send your hips forward, a little supported low lunge. As you exhale, hips back toward a half splits. Maybe hands adjust, maybe legs straight, maybe not, feet flex to the sky. Twice more with your breath. Rebend into your right knee. Plant your left palm, right arm to the sky for a twist. Slide your shoulder blades down your back. Feel that strength of your lat muscles, your back muscles, engaging shoulder blades toward your hips so they're out of your ears. You got some space and openness there through your neck and trapezius muscles. One more deep breath in. And exhale, release. Back to that half split. So feel free to adjust. You might wiggle your toes forward, hips back. Hands can walk back. You can always use props here. Legs straight or not, maybe chest forward, maybe chest melts, or if you took it on the other side, hands walk to the right. A little bit of a twist to find some more sensation through the outer edge of your leg, working into that line where your IT band lies. One more full round of breath. Come back to center. Rebend your front knee, plant your palms, step back, high plank up or push up. We'll take it to our belly once more, a little shift forward. Knees can always lower first. Exhale all the way down. Sphinx pose, forearms in front of you, elbows below your shoulders. Spread your fingers, open your chest as if you could pull your heart forward, pull your hands back. Stay long through your neck. Back to your forearm plank, press into your hands, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Right side first, move your right arm however you like. Come to the outer edge of your right foot. Stack or stagger your left arm to the sky. This time you can stay, find those pulses, or as you inhale, lift. Exhale, thread your arm below you like you're giving yourself a little hug. 2 more breaths. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower, take it to the other side. Stay, pulse or hug, inhale up. Exhale, right arm threads left. One more. Breathe in, reach high. Breathe out, lower down. Knees down. Child's pose, a seat, a down dog, or a dolphin on your forearms. Whatever you choose, when you arrive there, close your eyes. Once more, deepen your breath. Send some energy and attention to the outside of your legs, your IT bands, and any other areas in your body that are talking to you right now. Tabletop, breathe in. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step, hop, walk, however you want to make it to the top of your mat. Those crossing, standing splits walks. A little step, a little hop, it's all good. Breathe in, lift halfway when you arrive. Exhale, fold. Rise to standing, hands sweep high. Palms together in front of your heart. So start to focus on something in front of you that's not moving, your drishti or your steady gazing point. Maybe not me in case I wobble out of this. You're going to shift your weight into your left foot and hug your right knee into your chest. Hands can come around your shin interlaced or any other way that's comfortable to hold. Just notice if you're leaning back, can you find a tall spine, and can you relax your shoulders down your back once more? So using your core, also your hip flexors, also your hands to hold yourself up here. Breathe. And then try to hover your knee in line with your hips, so it might go a little lower, hands to your heart. A little one-legged Tadasana, hands at heart center, breathe in. Exhale to warrior 3, send your foot back and your heart forward. Hands can stay pressing in at heart center, they can reach back, reach wide, reach in front of you. Try to drop your right hip, toes point down, especially your pinky toe. Engage through your core and hug your inner thighs toward each other. Keep breathing. Bottom knee bent helps me find a little bit more stability. One more inhale. Exhale, big step back to a high crescent lunge. Adjust as you need. Left knee is bent, maybe right above your ankle, maybe slightly behind. Right leg is straight behind you, or you can take a slight bend, scoop your tailbone under, engage your low belly, and then start to straighten and engage your back glutes. Breathe in here. Exhale, open arm twist left. Left hand back, right arm forward. Try to keep shoulders down out of your ears so your hands can reach wide out to the sides. And keep drawing your right hip back. Right hip forward, left hip back. And one more round of breath. Inhale through center, high crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two, open to the side. Adjust your feet. You might go wider. It might not be quite as deep this first warrior two this morning or today in your practice. Settle in. Straighten out your front leg. Breathe in. Hands to your hips and turn your left toes to the long edge of your mat as you breathe out. Lift, lengthen your spine. Inhale. Exhale, hinge with a flat back forward. Release your hands, your head and your neck for Prasarita. So wide-legged forward folds. Just notice how this feels. And then like we did in Ragdoll, we'll find a twist here. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, right hand below your face. You can keep your right leg straight or take a little bend. Left arm to the sky. Notice if your hips like to lean to one side, can you try to even them out? Can you lengthen your spine a little bit more? Breathe in. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift halfway and switch. Left hand down, right arm up. Same thing, left leg straight or bent, you decide. Shoulders out of your ears. Hips even. Big full breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, release your hand down. Turn toward the top of your mat. Come onto your tippy toes. You might have to shorten your stance here a little, and then you're going to turn to your left. So on your tippy toes, it's a little bit awkward for me. Your thighs are crossing. Your hands are to the left side of your mat. We'll take this on the next side again, so you'll have a chance to feel how that feels different on the other side. And then back to center. Plant your palms, float your left leg up and back, breathe in. Knee to nose as you breathe out. Inhale, leg high. Tap your left elbow or shoulder, exhale. Back up, breathe in. And then cross it to your right for a Fawn Triangle. Extend your leg off to the right side of your mat. Right heel pivots flat, right arm reaches high. Take your hips high, breathe. Inhale. And exhale, release. You find your way back to downward facing dog. So you might want to take your leg up to the sky, open your hip, flip for a wild thing. You might want to vinyasa flow, your chaturanga, up dog or cobra to down dog. You might want a child's pose, a moment to reset. Whatever you've chosen, whatever you're moving through, stay connected to your breath, stay present, and give yourself a moment of pause when you've reached a pose or a place of stillness. Check in, notice how you're feeling. We'll take 3 breaths right here. As you're ready, make your way back to downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. There's never a rush. Remember to follow your pace, your breath. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Step, hop, float, walk to the top of your mat. Lift halfway, lengthen. Forward fold, release. Rise, sweep up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. This time weight shifts into your right foot. Find your steady gazing point, your drishti. Left knee hugs into your chest. Hands can hold wherever they're comfortable. Relax your shoulders. Reach up through the crown of your head. Find that nice tall stance. Breathe here. Hands to your heart, hover your knee in front of your hip. Inhale. Exhale to your warrior three, foot back, heart forward. So the goal for this is to keep your low back flat and even, hips in line with each other. And a nice test of that is where your left toes are pointing. Imagine your pinky toe rolling down, your heel pressing back and pointing up to the sky. Crown of your head reaches forward. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, step it back to high crescent lunge. Right knee is bent, arms float up to the sky. Make all those little adjustments, find a sense of stability, of rootedness, and then a little sense of ease, of lightness. Breathe in here. Exhale, open arm twist to your right. Right hand back, left arm forward. Imagine you could reach up a little bit more through the crown of your head, reach wider a little bit more through your fingertips. So you're really stretching in all directions, taking up space. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two, open to the side. And second side sometimes feels familiar even though we haven't been in this exact shape. We've been here on the first side. But take a little peek down, find your nice strong alignment, heel in line with back heel or arch, front heel in line with back heel or arch. Left knee right above your ankle or slightly behind. As you next inhale, straighten out your right leg, hands to your hips. Exhale, left foot, right foot turns to the long edge of your mat, the left side of your mat. Lift halfway, breathe in, lengthen your spine. I should say, there we go. Exhale, fold it forward, relax your head and neck. This time you can stay, and I'll offer a little space to take whatever movement you like. It could be that twist again, one hand down, one arm up. It could be a little movement side to side, working into your inner thighs, bending one knee and then the other. Or turning your toes out, getting even lower into Skandasana. A little surfer squat. Today I'm going to take hands behind my back, interlace, and reach my hands up and over for a little shoulder and chest stretch. Whatever you're doing, one more round of breath. Come back to your steady Prasarita. And then turn toward the top of your mat. Feel free to shorten your stance a little bit. We're going to move on to our toes and turn to the right. It's kind of a little funky twist here. Just notice where you feel this, how you feel this. We'll take this again on the outer edges of our feet. Another nice way to move into this twist. Bring yourself back to center. Plant your palms, float your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Big breath in. Knee to nose, breathe it out. Inhale, leg high to the sky. Tap your right elbow or shoulder, exhale. Inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, cross it to your left for a Fawn Triangle. Extend your foot off to the side. Left heel pivots flat, left arm high. And really feel that sense of lift, kind of like you did on your forearm plank. Reaching up through the side of your left hip, using your oblique muscles, your side core muscles to engage, find lightness, find lift. Breathe in. Exhale, lower down, and choose your way back to any pose that you can reconnect. It doesn't have to be a resting shape. I know when I'm taking yoga classes and teachers say down dog is a resting shape, it doesn't work for me. So if that's child's pose, if that's seated, if you're taking a flow, vinyasa, your wild thing, maybe even out what you did on the other side. But eventually, when you do find that shape that you can just pause in, do another scan of your physical body, and check in with your mind, your thoughts, and notice what your breath is like, the rhythm, the depth, where you feel it, how you feel it. One more round of breath. Downward facing dog, if you're not there, make your way in that direction. Take a breath in, little shift forward to a high plank. Exhale, right back to downward facing dog. Twice more, inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Lower your forearms, either both at the same time or one at a time for Dolphin. And you can also take this from hands and knees. Want to think about elbows being no wider than your shoulders, either palms flat in front or together. And then just like down dog, hips are high to the sky, spine is really long. If your hamstrings feel really tight, you can take your legs out wider. If you want a little bit more sensation, you can walk your feet in a little bit closer. Try to keep shoulders out of your ears, using your back muscles, but also breathing space through your spine, through the back of your legs, through anywhere that's feeling this. A full breath in. Exhale, lower down, child's pose. Tabletop, hands and knees. Reach your right arm out and up to the sky for thread the needle. Roll your wrist a couple times, maybe both directions. And then exhale, thread it over to the right. Shoulder down, your head down. Left hand can stay, reach, or wrap. My hips want to go way left. Maybe you have to even yours out too. Maybe there's another adjustment that you take to find sensation or ease in this pose. Unthread, left hand by your face, right arm out and up, breathe in. Exhale, lower your hand down. Switch sides, left arm to the sky, roll your wrist both directions. Thread to your right, drop your shoulder, your head. Take whatever variation you like with your hands. Find all those little adjustments. Breathe. And unwind, right hand down, left arm unthreads, out and up, breathe in. Exhale, release. Downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Step, hop, float, find your way to the top of your mat. Maybe some little handstand hops if you'd like some more feet. Maybe a slow, steady walk if you're like me and just want to be slow today. Lift halfway when you arrive. Exhale, fold. Rise, reach, upward salute, big breath in. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Shift your weight into your left foot. Same thing we did before. You're going to draw your right knee up. This time right hand is going to come to the inside or on top, of your knee. Left hand to your hip, or if you like, hand can come to the inside of your leg, find your big toe. And maybe you play with extending if your hamstrings feel awake. Draw right hip and shoulder back, whatever you take so they're not pulling you off balance. Option to stay, whatever variation you have, or option to take a twist. And if you're taking a twist, left hand comes to the top or front of your knee or the outer edge of your foot. Right arm reaches back. You can keep your gaze forward, you can look sideways, you can look back. Shifting your gaze is going to be a little bit more challenging on your breath, so just choose what works for you. Bring it back to center if you twisted. One-legged Tadasana with your hands to your heart. Breathe in. Exhale to your warrior three. Send your foot back. This time we're going to take it to revolved half moon. So your right hand is going to reach to the ground, a block or your water bottle, left arm to the sky. So hips stay even, like we've been doing in warrior three. Right toes point down. Try to draw your left hip back. It can be helpful to take your left hand to your hip crease, pull it back, or left hand to your low back. Find that evenness, stable sensation. Left arm to the sky. Big breath in. Exhale, release your hands, step it back, high crescent lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, open arm twist. Stay, or as you inhale, exalt, right arm to the sky, left hand to your back leg. Keep drawing your left hip back, your right hip forward. Breathe in. Warrior two as you breathe out, wherever you're coming from. Reverse triangle, take it up and back. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Shorten your stance just a little, so bring your back foot in. This time you're going to turn to the left and come to the outer edges of your feet. So taking that little crossed thigh stretch, a little funky version of a twisted prasarita. Slowly unwind. Bring yourself back to center. Plant your right palm, take your left arm to the sky, breathe in. You can stay or horizon lunge, toes turn to the left, come to the outer edges of your feet. Maybe you drop your right hip down and reach your left arm back. Keep shoulders out of your ears. Whatever version you've got, if you're here or there, you're gonna bring your hand down, sit down, turn toward the back of your mat, and extend your right leg straight, left knee up to the sky. So I know I'm facing away from you guys, but hopefully I can talk you through this. Left hand behind you, right arm reaches up, and then exhale, twist. So lots of twisting here. Try to stabilize through your hips, twist around your heart space, your shoulders. And then slowly unwind all the way back to the top of your mat. You probably have to adjust, hands down, lift your hips, left leg up and back, breathe in. Open up your hip, bend your knee. And you can stay, you can add some movement, you can flip it for a wild thing, left foot behind you, left arm forward. Tons and tons of options. Remember to breathe. Extend your leg long. And then simply release back to down dog or take it through a flow. One-legged chaturanga, regular vinyasa, a child's pose, a seat, a moment to pause again if that feels nice. We'll find that on the other side. From your downward facing dog, inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Step, hop, floats to your hands. Halfway lift, lengthen. Forward fold, release. Rise, reach high, stand tall. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. This time weight moves into your right foot. You bring your left leg up. Hold on, hand to the front of your knee, right hand to your hip. Or if you like, left hand to the inside, find your big toe and play with extending. Especially if you've got that extension, but even with your knee, notice if it's pulling forward, can you even things out? Hips and shoulders nice and square. Stay as you are, or start to twist. Right hand comes across, left hand behind you. You can adjust your gaze or stay fixed. You can always take it with that leg straight. Even out your hips. If one's popping up a little higher, can you try to find neutral? If you twisted back to center, hands to your heart, one-legged Tadasana, breathe in. To your warrior three as you breathe out, foot back. And this time we're taking it again to that revolved half moon. Left fingertips come down. Block, water bottle, whatever you like. Right arm reaches high. If it was helpful on the other side, you want to try here. Right thumb or hands to your hip crease. Draw it back. Or maybe right hand to your sacrum. Find evenness, stability as you best you can. And then imagine rotating through your chest. One more inhale. Exhale, hand down. Step your left foot back. Rise to your high crescent lunge. Breathe in. Open arm twist to your right as you breathe out. Right hand back, left arm forward. Stay or exalt, right hand to your back leg, left arm to the sky. Couple breaths here to find space and length. Breathe in. Open to warrior two as you breathe out. Inhale, reverse triangle, right leg straight, reach up and back. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. And come into a little shorter version of a lunge, this time coming to the outer edges of your feet as you turn to your right. A little cross thigh, and you might turn a little bit or a lot. We'll all experience this different bodies, different feelings, different experiences, but when practiced together. When you've had enough with that, come back to center, rebend into your right knee, plant your left palm. One more twist. Well, I shouldn't say one more, we've got more coming. Shoulders down your back. Stay or horizon lunge. Outer edges of your feet, you can drop your left hip, reach your right arm back. Release your hand down. So wherever you are, we're gonna sit back, face the back of our mat. So I kind of bring my bottom down, my hip down, turn all the way back. Adjust however you like, doesn't have to be a pretty transition. Right knee is high, left leg is extending to the back of your mat. Right hand behind you, left arm to the sky. Breathe in, twist to your right as you breathe out. And it doesn't matter how far you twist, but more interested in the length in your spine, so sit up really tall. And notice if your shoulders want to creep up, draw them away down your back. Gently unwind, so taking our counter twist to come all the way to the top of your mat. However you like to get there, right knee is bent, hands plant. Three-legged dog up and back. Open up your hip, bend your knee. Move around, find stillness. If you flipped off for a wild thing on the other side or want to flip here, right foot behind you. Right arm reaches forward. And then find your way back to a moment of stillness, a little pause. Through a flow or not. You always have the choice. And then downward facing dog. We're almost there. Feet together, big toes touch. Reach your right leg to the sky. Knee to nose as you breathe out. Inhale, leg high. Tap your right elbow or shoulder. Back up, breathe in. Cross it to your left elbow or shoulder. Extend your leg off to the side like you're going to take Fawn Triangle, but instead of lifting your left arm, you're going to lower down to your right hip, or kind of side of your leg. Left leg is extended behind you. If it's not perfectly straight, not the end of the world. You can stay more upright, or you can come down toward a Sphinx shape, forearms down. If all those twists warmed you up and you want to take this into a twisted version, you're going to press into your right hand, lift your right elbow, and thread your left arm to the right. For me, that's not happening, so I'm going to stay in Sphinx. Breathe. Taking a little bit more passive approach to finding some space through that outer edge of your leg, working into that IT band area, all the muscles that support it. So our connective tissue, our fascia, doesn't stretch a ton. There is a little bit of stretch possible, but it responds to what's happening in the rest of the body, specifically the areas that it's connected to. If you took the twisted version, untwist, come back onto your palms if you're on your forearms. Turn toward kind of the back corner of your mat. So your legs are in like a wide V. We're just going to play right hand behind your low back, left hand in front of your crotch. Press through your heels, press through your hands, see if you can lift your hips off the ground. If that's possible, you may be able to lift your hips and your feet, maybe for a moment, maybe not. Breathe. And then take it back to the top of your mat. However you want to get back to down dog, through a three-legged dog, or simply a step back. Pedal it out, sway a little side to side. And we'll find our second side. Left leg high, breathe in. Knee to nose, breathe out. Inhale, leg high. Tap your left elbow or shoulder. Back up, breathe in. Cross it to your right, extend your leg off to the side. And then same thing, lower down to the outer edge of your left thigh, hip, right leg is extended behind you. Hands down, chest lifted if you like that. If you want to come to your forearms, go there. If you'd like to take it into a twist, lift your left elbow, thread your right arm to the left. For me, this side is a lot tighter, so different experiences both sides. Most of us are not even. Especially if you're someone who stands with weight in one leg, or you always run in the same direction on the same path. There might be uneven things in your life that cause asymmetries in your body. And that could result in some of that IT band syndrome stuff, pain, tightness, discomfort, especially more on one side versus the other. Let's do 2 more rounds of breath. Come back onto your hands. If you twisted, untwist. Turn toward the side back of your mat. Legs are in a V, left hand behind you, right hand in front of you. Press down. Imagine lifting through your pelvic floor, engaging your core. Maybe your bottom off the ground, maybe not. Maybe you can lift, float your feet for a moment. Maybe it's not happening today, it's all good. And then make your way back to the top of your mat. Downward facing dog. One of our last ones, I won't promise the very last one. Inhale, shift forward, high plank. Exhale, lower slowly to your belly. So we're going to take a locust pose, chin or forehead to your mat. Hands can either come by your side, palms down or palms up, or my favorite version is hands interlaced behind my back. Reach your hands so far back, whatever version you're taking. You can also take baby cobra. Stay long through the back of your neck, and if it's okay on your low back, you can float your legs. It's a nice spine strengthener, helps build good posture. Make sure you're breathing. I always forget here. One more inhale. And exhale, lower down. Hands can be by your side. You can turn your head to either side or stack your hands, make a little pillow for your head. Bend your knees, windshield wiper your feet right and left. And then feet down. We're going to set up like we're taking Sphinx, so back to that forearms in front of you, elbows below your shoulders. We'll take two versions of frog or half frog. The first is going to be more of a quad stretch, knee stretch. I like to pivot my left hand a little bit at an angle. Right hand reaches back for your right foot. And you're gently going to draw your foot toward your glute. And this may be plenty. You may not even reach. That's cool too. If you've got it and you've got the space, you can start to turn your fingertips forward to gently press down on your foot. But please don't force it. Notice when your body says stop. And then slowly release. Switch sides. Right hand at whatever angle feels good for you. Left hand finds your foot or reaches in that direction. Maybe you can pull it in. Maybe fingertips press forward to pull it down. Breathe. And slowly release. Arms however you like them. I like a cactus shape for this. We'll take a half frog. Head can turn in either direction. You're going to draw your right knee up in line with your hip like you're taking a big step outside the side of your mat. And we'll just breathe here. A little bit more passive. Allow yourself to feel held by the floor. You are always welcome to stay longer. Otherwise, if you're ready to switch sides, extend your right leg. Turn your head in the opposite direction. Draw your left knee up in line with your hip. And as your sides feel even, please feel free to take anything else you like from your belly. If you feel ready, flip over onto your back. We will meet there, but give yourself a couple of breaths to explore any movements from a belly down shape. When you've made your way onto your back, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little rock side to side. Place your feet on the ground. Knees point up to the sky for figure four. We'll start left, so left ankle on top of your right thigh. You can stay just as you are. We will take a twist together, so that's where you want to go. You're welcome to go there now, but know that I'll guide you into it. Otherwise, you can hug knees into your chest. Right arm around the outside, left arm in that little space created with your legs. Hug it in. Try to stay active through your feet like you're flexing your toes back. That'll keep your shin and calf muscles engaged to help support your knee in its correct alignment. Notice where you feel this. where you can send more breath. If you're hugging it in, release right foot back to the ground. Keep your left ankle crossed and let everything fall to your right. So the sole of your left foot comes down to the right side of your mat. Option to extend your left arm, look left. Another option is with your right hand to find your left ankle and pull it a little bit closer to your torso. If you'd rather this be more of a passive twist, you can just let your left knee fall to the ground. Otherwise, you're sort of actively pushing it away, finding some sensation maybe around your left hip joint, all those muscles surrounding that area. Bring yourself back to center. Uncross your legs. Take counter movements between your two sides. Maybe a little wiggle, maybe some circles. When you're ready, feet down, knees point up, right ankle crosses this time. Stay in this simple figure four. Hug it in. Or if you want more time in the twist, you're always welcome to go there sooner. As we're slowing down a little bit physically, can you stay really connected to what's happening right now? Where your mind is, what your breath is like, all the different awareness, sensations of things surrounding you in your space. If you're in that more lifted figure four, replace your left foot to the ground. Keep your right ankle crossed. Everything falls to the left this time. Option to extend your right arm. Option to find your left ankle, pull it a little closer to your body. And always option to do something different. As your two sides feel even, make your way back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Keep your right leg hugging in. Start to extend your left leg. And then reach your right foot to the sky. You can hold it anywhere behind your leg, your thigh, your calf. Maybe you reach your big toe. Knee can be bent or straight. And if you want some movement, some circles or point and flex, roll your ankle. Just one last little stretch into this right leg. And you can absolutely stay here or start to open your leg out to the side. So that might be finding your big toe, or I like to press my elbow to the ground, my upper arm, create a little shelf so my leg falls into my hand. Left hand to hip to press it down. If that feels like the place to stay, hang out, or one more little IT band sensation, cross your leg across. Straight leg if you like, it can always bend. Extend your right arm. I like to take my left hand to my right leg that's across my body, maybe to the outer edge of your foot, and then see if you can work both shoulder blades back down toward the ground. Actively pull your right hip away from your shoulder, so you're creating lots of length through your right side and low back. Stay or release back through center. We've got two sides, knees in. Extend your right leg, keep your left knee hugging into your chest. Left foot to the sky. Point flex, roll your ankle, maybe some circles or a gentle pull in. Feel free to stay right here. We're beginning to open it out to the left, however you like to do that. Right hand to your hip to glue that glute and hip bone down. Find the stability through your pelvis to open up more through your inner thighs. And then again, stay or take it across your body, bent or straight. Straight will create more of that space through the outer edge. Maybe you find right hands to your leg or to your foot. Try to work your left shoulder down. Turn your head to look left if that's okay on your neck. And again, actively pull your left hip down away from your shoulder, finding that extra space. For me, a little extra stretch sensation there. And as that feels like enough, back to center. Any last shapes? A back bend, a happy baby, an inversion of some kind, legs to the sky, another twist. We will meet in our final resting pose, Shavasana. On your back, on your belly, on your side, or if you prefer, in a more seated position for a little mini meditation. When you've arrived in your final resting shape, Shavasana or corpse pose, lift your heart, snuggle your shoulders down your back. Feel the ground below you, whether you're on your back or in another shape. And let all those places connecting to the earth melt, relax, release. The physical tension we hold is often a reflection of the mental stuff, and it's been quite a year for the mental stuff. So notice where in your body you feel reactions, bracing, holding patterns, and where you can give yourself a little bit of space and grace and release. Without changing it, notice the depth and rhythm of your breath. Deepen it once more. And start to add some movements to your physical body, the rest of it. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Stretch your arms above you. Eventually come up into a seated position. And place your palms together in front of your heart. Thank yourself for making the time to be present, to move, to breathe, to connect. And see if you can keep some of this awareness with you as you move off your mat into the rest of your day and everything you're doing. And maybe instead of doing as much, you allow yourself to be a little bit more. We'll bow our heads together. Thank you. I'll see you guys soon. Let me know if you have any questions.